Have you ever looked in the mirror after your 60th birthday and wondered, why does my hair feel thinner, drier, or weaker even though I eat well and take care of myself? Here's what's really going on inside your body as you age, and how the foods you eat each day can become some of the most powerful tools you have for stronger, healthier hair. Let's start with a simple but startling truth. Hair isn't just a cosmetic, it's a marker of metabolic and hormonal health. Hair follicles are among the most metabolically active tissues in your body. They rely on a steady supply of nutrients, steady blood flow, and properly balanced hormones to produce strong, resilient strands. When you turn 60, every system that supports hair, from thyroid hormones to circulation to cellular energy production, naturally changes. That means even if you're already eating healthy, you may not be getting the specific micronutrients your follicles need most. So today, we're going to focus on the 3 best nuts for your hair after 60. Not because nuts are a miracle cure, but because they're nutrient-dense mini powerhouses that supply exactly the vitamins, minerals, fatty acids, and antioxidants your aging hair truly needs. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of your hair follicle like a garden. To grow strong, vibrant plants, you need 3 things: rich soil with key nutrients, good irrigation and blood flow, protection from damage like pests or drought. As we age, our internal soil becomes depleted of certain micronutrients, hormonal signals shift, and oxidative stress increases, all of which make hair more prone to thinning and breakage. But certain foods can help restore that nutrient balance from the inside out. What the research shows is that specific pathways matter more than calories or general health foods. For example, biotin, vitamin B7, supports keratin synthesis, keratin being the protein backbone of hair. Omega-3 fatty acids promote scalp nutrient delivery and reduce inflammation. Selenium and zinc modulate oxidative stress and support follicle repair. And while nuts aren't the only source of these nutrients, they are one of the most impactful dietary tools, especially for people over 60 who often have reduced absorption or intake of these key micronutrients. Today, we're going to break down which 3 nuts you should focus on, why each one matters physiologically, how to include them in your day, practical, science-rooted tips that go beyond just eat more nuts. By the end of this video, you'll understand not just which nuts help your hair, but why they help and how to use them as part of a targeted strategy for stronger hair as you age. Almonds, the foundational nut for hair strength after 60. Let's begin with a nut that most of us think of as simply a crunchy snack. But when it comes to hair health, almonds are foundational, especially after age 60. Here's what's really going on inside your body as you age. Your hair follicles are highly metabolic tissues that demand constant fuel, not just calories, but specific micronutrients like biotin, vitamin E, magnesium, and healthy fats. When those nutrients are in short supply, hair production slows, strands become brittle, and growth weakens. Almonds are one of the most nutrient-dense whole foods that deliver these exactly where they're needed. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of your scalp like soil, and each hair follicle like a seed. If the soil lacks key nutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, the seed may sprout, but the plant will be weak and prone to disease. In the same way, without enough biotin and vitamin E, hair follicles can't produce strong keratin, the structural protein hair is built from, so strands become thin, dry, and brittle. Whiteboard moment, the nutrient breakdown. Biotin, vitamin B7. This B vitamin is a catalyst in the metabolic pathways that build keratin. Without sufficient biotin, hair stems lack foundational strength. Vitamin E. This powerful antioxidant improves microcirculation in the scalp. Better blood flow means follicles receive more oxygen and nutrients from your bloodstream. Think of it like irrigation for your hair garden. Magnesium. Magnesium helps regulate calcium handling in tissues. In the scalp, this matters because calcium accumulation can stress cells and weaken follicle function. Time and again, research and nutritional analyses show that adults often fall short of optimal intakes for these nutrients, particularly as absorption efficiency declines with age. But almond nutrition supports them all in a single whole food package. Here's the practical takeaway. A small handful of raw or dry roasted almonds each morning can provide a reliable boost of these nutrients, especially if regular dietary variety is limited. How to use almonds for hair health. Most people think just eat them raw, but the timing and combination matter. Morning ritual: soak 6 to 8 almonds overnight and eat them first thing in the morning. Soaking improves digestibility and micronutrient absorption. Think of it as unlocking the nutrition so your body can use it right away. This helps seed your metabolic day with hair supporting fuel before stress hormones like cortisol rise and divert nutrient use towards survival priorities like blood glucose regulation. Add to protein breakfasts. Add sliced almonds to Greek yogurt or your favorite omelet. Pairing with protein supports keratin synthesis. Hair is marked 90% keratin, and protein intake tends to be more limiting as people age. Almond hair fuel. Snack: mix almonds with a few walnut halves and a sprinkle of ground flaxseed. The mix broadens the nutrient spectrum while keeping glycemic load low. Important because insulin sensitivity shifts with age, and stable insulin supports better nutrient partitioning to tissues like hair. Common mistakes people make. Let me clarify this clearly. Almond butter or oil alone won't substitute for whole almonds. The protein and micronutrient matrix in the nut matters for bioavailability. Too few almonds won't move the needle. You need consistency, daily practice, because hair follicles operate on a 3-4 month growth cycle. The nutrients you eat today show up in visible hair months later. The bottom line is this: almonds aren't just a snack. They're systemic support for the metabolic needs of aging hair follicles. They supply the building blocks your body uses to make keratin, nourish the scalp, and protect hair from oxidative stress as you age. Walnuts, fighting inflammation and boosting scalp circulation. After almonds lay the foundation, the next nut you want to focus on is walnuts. These are not just another snack. They're a powerful tool to combat one of the hidden culprits of hair thinning after 60, chronic low-grade inflammation. Here's what's really going on inside your body as you age. Your scalp, like every other tissue, is exposed to oxidative stress, fluctuating hormones, and microinflammatory signals. Even subtle inflammation can reduce blood flow, limit nutrient delivery to hair follicles, and trigger hair shedding. Walnuts contain omega-3 fatty acids, polyphenols, and essential minerals that act directly on these pathways. ncbi.nlm.nih.gov. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine your hair follicles are small factories producing keratin. If the roads delivering raw materials, blood vessels, are blocked by traffic jams or potholes, inflammation, the factories can't keep up production. Walnuts help repair the roads and reduce traffic congestion by lowering inflammatory signals in the scalp. Whiteboard moment: the omega-3 effect. Alpha-linolenic acid, ALA. Walnuts are one of the few nuts high in ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. ALA reduces pro-inflammatory molecules called cytokines, which in turn protects follicles from stress-induced damage. ncbi.nlm.nih.gov. Copper and biotin. Walnuts also supply copper, which is essential for melanin production, and a small amount of biotin, contributing to keratin synthesis. Copper ensures your hair retains color longer and supports structural integrity. Here's a practical way to think about it. If almonds are the soil nutrients, walnuts are the irrigation system. Together, they ensure hair follicles are nourished and capable of producing strong, healthy strands. How to include walnuts in your routine. Morning mix: pair 4 to 6 walnut halves with your almond morning ritual. The combination balances protein, fat, and antioxidant intake. Pre-meal snack. Walnuts are perfect as a pre-lunch snack because the healthy fats slow carbohydrate absorption and reduce post-meal insulin spikes. Stable insulin supports better nutrient delivery to hair follicles. Evening wind down. Some people enjoy a small walnut snack with herbal tea in the evening. Omega-3s also help regulate cortisol levels at night, which indirectly supports hair growth since high cortisol can suppress follicle activity. Common mistakes people make. Relying on walnut oil only. Liquid oils often lose polyphenols and micronutrients during processing. Whole walnuts provide the full spectrum of nutrients. Over roasting, high heat can damage fragile omega 3s. Opt for raw or lightly toasted walnuts. Inconsistency. Hair growth is cyclical. Daily intake over months produces measurable improvements, not occasional snacking. By addressing scalp inflammation and enhancing microcirculation, walnuts play a unique, complementary role alongside almonds. While almonds strengthen the hair from within, walnuts ensure your follicles are in an optimal environment to use those nutrients effectively. The key takeaway: a small daily serving of walnuts is like giving your hair a shield against age related inflammation and a direct pathway for nutrients to reach the follicles. Think of it as building not just healthy hair strands, but healthy hair conditions at the root level. Brazil nuts, the selenium powerhouse for hair longevity. So far, we've covered almonds for structural support and walnuts for inflammation control. The third nut in our trio is Brazil nuts, and they play a very specific but crucial role: selenium supply. Here's what's really going on inside your body as you age. Selenium is a trace mineral that acts as a key cofactor for antioxidant enzymes called glutathione peroxidases. These enzymes protect your cells, including hair follicle cells, from oxidative damage caused by free radicals. As we get older, natural antioxidant defenses decline and oxidative stress increases, which can accelerate hair thinning, dullness, and loss. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of hair follicles like delicate machinery in a factory. Over time, dust and rust start to accumulate. Selenium acts like a cleaning crew, neutralizing damaging agents before they can interfere with machinery function. Without selenium, even if you have all the building blocks, amino acids, biotin, vitamin E, the machinery is still at risk of breaking down prematurely. Whiteboard moment: selenium and hair follicle protection. Glutathione peroxidase activation. Selenium is essential for these antioxidant enzymes that detoxify hydrogen peroxide and other reactive oxygen species in the scalp. Accumulated hydrogen peroxide can bleach and weaken hair at the follicle level. Thyroid hormone support. Selenium also supports conversion of T4 into the active thyroid hormone T3. Healthy thyroid levels are critical for maintaining normal hair cycling and preventing shedding, especially after 60. Immune modulation. Selenium helps regulate inflammation indirectly, preventing follicular miniaturization caused by chronic low-level immune activation. How to include Brazil nuts safely. It's important to note that selenium is very potent. Just a small amount meets your daily needs, and too much can be harmful. Here's a practical approach. Daily dose: 1-2. Brazil nuts per day provide 100 to 200% of the recommended daily intake of selenium, enough to support hair follicle antioxidant defenses. Morning or midday snack: pair a Brazil nut with almonds or walnuts. This ensures your follicles get structural support, anti-inflammatory protection, and antioxidant defense all at once. Consistency over quantity. Hair grows slowly. It's better to eat a small amount consistently than to binge on nuts irregularly. Common mistakes people make: overconsumption. More is not better. High selenium intake can be toxic, leading to hair loss instead of preventing it. Stick to 1-2 nuts daily. Ignoring absorption. Raw Brazil nuts are best. Avoid heavily salted or roasted versions that can reduce nutrient bioavailability. Neglecting the full routine. Selenium alone won't restore hair. It works best in combination with other nutrients from almonds, walnuts, and a protein-rich diet. Here's the key takeaway. Brazil nuts give your hair follicles defense system the selenium it needs to fight oxidative stress and support thyroid function. In combination with almonds and walnuts, they complete a nutritional trio that strengthens, nourishes, and protects your hair from multiple angles, all naturally, without supplements or medications. Lifestyle and metabolic factors that maximize hair health. After 60, now that we've covered the 3 most powerful nuts for hair after 60, it's time to zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Hair health isn't just about nutrients, it's about the environment your follicles live in. Even the best diet can't fully work if hormonal balance, circulation, sleep, and metabolic health are ignored. Here's what's really going on inside your body. As we age, insulin sensitivity decreases, cortisol levels fluctuate more widely, and oxidative stress rises. These changes affect the microcirculation of the scalp, the efficiency of nutrient delivery to hair follicles, and the follicle's ability to synthesize keratin. Think of your follicles like tiny factories. Even if you supply the best raw materials, nuts, protein, vitamins, the factory won't operate efficiently if the power supply is erratic or the machinery is stressed. Whiteboard moment, hair follicle optimization. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine running a factory where the delivery trucks carry almonds, walnuts, and Brazil nuts as cargo. If the roads are congested by traffic, high blood sugar, or the lights flicker from power surges, hormonal imbalance, the deliveries can't reach the factory on time, and production slows. Optimizing lifestyle fixes these roadblocks so your hair can fully benefit from nutrient intake. Here are the key lifestyle levers that matter most: metabolic health and insulin control. High insulin spikes redirect nutrient flow away from follicles toward fat storage. A balanced diet with low glycemic foods, adequate protein, and nuts as snacks helps keep insulin stable. Intermittent fasting or time-restricted eating can further enhance nutrient partitioning to follicles instead of fat tissue. ncbi.nlm.nih.gov. Hormonal balance. After 60, thyroid function, estrogen, and testosterone often decline. Each of these hormones plays a key role in hair cycling. Selenium from Brazil nuts supports thyroid hormone activation, while healthy fats from almonds and walnuts provide raw material for hormone synthesis, supporting sleep, stress management, and micronutrients like zinc and magnesium further stabilizes hormones that regulate hair growth. Sleep and recovery, hair follicles repair and grow during deep sleep, partly regulated by melatonin and growth hormone. Poor sleep elevates cortisol, which suppresses follicle activity. Aim for consistent 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. Consider sleep hygiene routines like dimming lights before bed, avoiding late caffeine, and keeping a cool, dark room. Scalp circulation and stress reduction. Physical activity, scalp massages, and reducing chronic stress improve blood flow and oxygen delivery to hair follicles. This maximizes absorption of the nutrients from your nuts and diet. Even short daily walks or gentle yoga can make a measurable difference. Antioxidant support. While walnuts and Brazil nuts provide potent antioxidants, pairing them with colorful vegetables, berries, or green tea amplifies follicle protection. Oxidative stress is one of the primary drivers of age-related hair thinning. Practical protocols. Morning, soaked almonds, plus walnuts, plus Brazil nut for nutrient kickstart. Midday, protein-rich lunch with vegetables and healthy fats. Evening, gentle walk or stretching, light snack if desired, sleep prep. Consistency is key. These small daily actions create a synergistic environment where nutrients can actually reach the follicles, hormones are balanced, and inflammation is minimized. Common mistakes. Thinking that nuts alone are enough. Without metabolic, hormonal, and sleep optimization, nutrient intake is less effective. Ignoring stress management. High cortisol can sabotage hair even with perfect diet. Skipping physical activity. Circulation is critical. Stagnant blood supply limits nutrient delivery. By integrating these lifestyle factors, you're not just feeding your hair, you're creating the ideal metabolic environment for it to thrive naturally after 60. Timing, food combinations, and daily habits for maximum hair impact. Now that you know which nuts support your hair and why lifestyle matters, let's get very practical. How to use them daily for the best results. Think of this as a close-up blueprint for your hair follicles. We'll look at timing, combinations, and habits that make your diet work smarter, not harder. Here's what's really going on inside your body. Hair follicles grow slowly on a roughly 3 to 4 month cycle, and nutrient delivery isn't just about total intake. It's about when and how nutrients are absorbed. If the timing or combination is off, even the best foods may sit in your system without reaching the follicles efficiently. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of your body as a conveyor belt factory. Raw materials, nutrients, arrive at different stations, organs, and tissues throughout the day. If deliveries arrive at the wrong time or with missing partners, the assembly line slows. Proper timing and pairing ensure every delivery reaches its target. Morning, the hair foundation, handful of soaked almonds, unlocks biotin, vitamin E, and magnesium for keratin production. 4 to 6 walnut halves, anti-inflammatory omega-3s, reduce early day oxidative stress. 1 Brazil nut, selenium jumpstarts your antioxidant enzymes and supports thyroid hormone activation. Take these with a small protein source, like Greek yogurt, an egg, or a plant-based option. Protein provides amino acids, the actual building blocks for keratin, pairing fats, nuts, and protein slows digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, and ensures nutrients steadily reach the scalp. Midday boost follicle circulation, include a colorful vegetable salad or lightly steamed greens for additional antioxidants and trace minerals. Add healthy fats like olive oil or avocado to help fat-soluble vitamins, like vitamin E from almonds, absorb efficiently. Short walk after lunch improves scalp blood flow, delivering these nutrients directly to hair follicles. Evening, recovery and hormone support. Light snack if desired. A few walnuts or a Brazil nut or some berries for antioxidant synergy. Stress reduction routine. Deep breathing, meditation, or gentle stretching lowers cortisol. Less cortisol means follicles aren't suppressed at night when repair and growth happen. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. Growth hormone spikes during deep sleep, supporting follicle activity and protein synthesis. Food combinations that amplify benefits. Almonds plus protein maximizes keratin building. Walnuts plus vegetables combats oxidative stress and inflammation. Brazil nuts plus selenium-rich foods, e.g. eggs, mushrooms, enhances antioxidant enzyme activity. Common mistakes to avoid: eating nuts at random times with no protein or healthy fats, reduces absorption. Over-relying on supplements instead of whole food nuts. Whole foods provide synergistic nutrients, not just isolated minerals. Ignoring daily movement or sleep. Nutrients can only do so much if circulation and hormonal cycles are off. The bottom line: timing, combinations, and habits matter as much as the nuts themselves. When integrated into a consistent daily routine, this strategy turns ordinary nuts into a powerful systemic tool for hair growth, strength, and resilience after 60. If this close-up breakdown is helpful, consider subscribing. I post content like this every day. Let's bring it all together. You now know the 3 best nuts for hair after 60: almonds, walnuts, and Brazil nuts, and how each works at a physiological level. Almonds strengthen hair structure with biotin, vitamin E, and magnesium. Walnuts reduce scalp inflammation and improve circulation with omega-3s and copper. Brazil nuts protect follicles from oxidative stress and support thyroid function via selenium. Here's the simple but powerful truth: nutrients alone are not enough. The real magic happens when you combine them with metabolic balance, stable insulin, hormone support, circulation, and restorative sleep. Think of it as building a house. The nuts are your bricks, but lifestyle factors are the foundation, wiring, and plumbing that make the house functional. Daily hair optimization blueprint. Morning, soaked almonds plus walnuts plus Brazil nut with a protein source. Midday, colorful veggies, healthy fats, and movement. Evening, light snack if needed, stress reduction routine, and 7 or 8 hours of sleep. Consistency is the key. Hair follicles work slowly. Visible results often take 2 to 3 months. But every day you follow this system, you are feeding, protecting, and strengthening your follicles from within. Here's your challenge. Try just one of these changes today. Whether it's adding a small handful of almonds in the morning, doing a 10-minute scalp massage, or getting to bed an hour earlier. Track how your body and hair respond over the coming weeks. Small, consistent changes compound into real, measurable improvements. If this added value, like the video and subscribe to, join others optimizing their health naturally. Share your experience in the comments, which nut or habit you're adding first, And let's create a community that supports stronger, healthier hair after 60. Remember, hair is not just about appearance, it's a window into your metabolic, hormonal, and antioxidant health. Feed it well, protect it wisely, and your follicles will thank you for years to come.